Hi, I'm Jared the Wyrd-Worker. I've been practicing witchcraft for just over 2 decades, and in this video, I'd like to share my thoughts on what it means to live a magical life. As always, these opinions are my own, and other witches and magical practitioners may disagree with me. After all, there is no one way to practice witchcraft or work magic. To understand my view of a magical life, you first have to understand my view of magic. I tend to go with Crowley's definition of magic, though I personally prefer to spell it without the K, which can be paraphrased as the art of creating change in accordance with one's will. A lot of people tend to go with this definition. A lot of people also like to modify it by adding a caveat, something like, through means not understood by science. I think they do this to make a distinction between magic and mundane actions. Personally, I think this is a mistake, because it erases what to me is an important lesson of magic. There is no division between the mundane and the magical. If you're committing any act to create a desired change, from lighting a spell candle for money to using a fire extinguisher to put out a grease fire, you are committing a magical act. What makes an act magical is the fact that it is being done with intent. And that means that, to me, a magical life is a life lived intentionally at all times. A witch never acts without intent and is aware of that intentionality. This erasure of the line between the mundane and the magical mirrors the erasure of the line between the mundane and the sacred that I explored in my first podcast episode back when I was doing podcasts. In many ways, I find that this actually simplifies a magical life and takes off a lot of pressure. Taking a break from spell work is a magical rite in its own right. Intentionally choosing to take a period of rest to allow yourself to become refreshed and rejuvenated is a magical act. I also feel that this leads to an ethical life. When you realize that every action you take is a magical act filled with intention, then you also tend to start thinking about the ramifications and consequences of those choices and actions. Hopefully that means you act with care and compassion as well as with decisiveness. Ultimately, living a magical life becomes about mindset and awareness rather than mystical moments and the latest spell work. Personally, I find it a more maintainable and fulfilling approach. How about you? Do you agree with my understanding of what it means to live a magical life? Why or why not? How would you define what it means to live a magical life? What are some steps you've found to help you live a magical life? Let me know in the comments or in a response video. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe to my channel. Until next time, blessed be.